Breaking news tonight, a dramatic and alarming development in one of the world's most tense regions. Reports have emerged that missiles have struck the powerful U.S. aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72, sending shockwaves through military and political circles across the globe. It's the aircraft carrier, one of the most important symbols of American naval power, was reportedly operating as part of a U.S. naval presence designed to stabilize a rapidly escalating situation in the Middle East. Aircraft carriers like the USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72 are essentially floating cities. They carry thousands of sailors, dozens of advanced fighter jets, radar systems, and some of the most sophisticated defensive technologies ever built. But tonight's reports suggest that despite those defenses, missiles were launched toward the carrier group. The immediate questions began flooding in. Who launched the attack? Was the ship seriously damaged? And perhaps most importantly, what happens next? The situation is still developing, but the implications could be enormous. According to early reports from defense sources, the missiles were fired during heightened regional tensions involving the United States and Iran. The USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72 was part of a larger carrier strike group operating in strategic waters meant to protect global shipping routes and deter military aggression. Carrier strike groups are heavily protected. They typically include guided missile destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and advanced radar systems capable of detecting threats from hundreds of miles away. That means any missile attack would likely have triggered a rapid defensive response. Modern U.S. naval vessels are equipped with layered defense systems designed to intercept incoming missiles long before they reach their target. These systems include advanced radar tracking, electronic warfare, countermeasures, and interceptor missiles launched from escort ships. Because of that, military analysts say even if missiles were launched, they may have been intercepted before causing catastrophic damage. However, the mere fact that missiles were fired toward a U.S. aircraft carrier represents a serious escalation. An attack on a U.S. carrier group is not a minor incident. It is considered a direct challenge to American military forces. To understand why this event is so significant, it helps to understand the role of the USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72. Commissioned in 1989, the carrier is one of the U.S. Navy's most powerful warships and has participated in multiple major operations over the past decades. It has been deployed in missions connected to conflicts in Iraq, Afghanistan, and security operations across the Middle East and Indo-Pacific. A carrier like this can project enormous military power. From its deck, fighter jets can launch strikes hundreds of miles away, conduct surveillance missions, and provide air defense for allied forces. Because of that, aircraft carriers are often seen as symbols of national strength and strategic deterrence. That's why any attack or even attempted attack against one instantly becomes a global headline. It raises concerns about whether a broader military conflict could be unfolding. If the reports are confirmed, the attack could dramatically increase tensions between the United States and Iran. Military analysts warn that incidents like this carry enormous risks. When missiles are fired at a U.S. naval vessel, American military doctrine allows for strong defensive and retaliatory responses. That means the Pentagon and the United States Department of Defense would immediately assess the threat and determine whether further action is necessary. Possible responses could include intercepting additional missile threats, launching defensive strikes against launch sites, increasing naval and air force deployments in the region. The risk is that rapid escalation could follow. In the past, conflicts in the Middle East have had ripple effects across the global economy, particularly in energy markets. Shipping lanes, especially those connected to major oil routes, become extremely sensitive during military crises. If tensions rise further, global markets, oil prices, and international diplomacy could all be affected. That's why governments around the world would be watching this situation very closely. Right now, the world is waiting for confirmation and clarity. Officials from the United States Department of Defense are likely reviewing radar data, satellite imagery, and intelligence reports to determine exactly what happened. Several key questions remain unanswered. Was the USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72 actually struck? Were the missiles intercepted? Who launched them? And was this an isolated incident or the beginning of something much larger? In moments like this, military leaders move carefully. Decisions made in the next few hours or days could shape regional stability and international security. The presence of powerful naval forces in the region means the situation could either stabilize quickly or escalate if further attacks occur. For now, the world watches the sea, the radar screens, and the statements coming from Washington and the Middle East, because when missiles are fired at an American aircraft carrier, the consequences are never small. And the question everyone is asking tonight is simple: what happens next?